Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Hi, hello-y, my name is Loey, and finally I am back with you guys today for part 2 of our 60 scary TikToks to make you scream till Halloween. Still don't really know how I'm gonna outdo that title, but it actually ended up being closer to 70 that we got. So surprise, I made you wait a bit for a part 2, but I come bearing extra gifts, so hopefully you forgive me for it. As always, this series is only possible because of all of you tagging me in your scary video finds. So don't forget to follow me over at LoeyBugXO and tag me in whatever scary videos you come across. We have a ton to get into today, but before we do, a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, the Farmer's Dog. Now, I told you guys about our switch to the Farmer's Dog last month, and if you're unfamiliar, I have 3 amazing dogs who have all officially entered the senior category. So their nutrition is top of mind for me, and after some issues that we'd had with our food in the past, I decided to switch them over to fresh. But the amount of time that I was spending in the kitchen every week cooking for them, I felt like I couldn't even cook for myself. The Farmer's Dog makes feeding your pet fresh food easy. You just go to their website, take their personalization quiz, and then you have a feeding plan that is specific for your pup. And I'm thrilled to say that my dogs are doing so well on the Farmer's Dog. My dog Hades has an incredibly sensitive gut, and we've had issues with him keeping food down for years. And ever since the switch to fresh food, he has not had a single instance of his dinner coming right back up after it's gone down. I know, kind of gross, but I feel like also my dog parents get it. After taking him to the vet a million times for his gut issues, it's just such a relief to have finally found something that not only does he enjoy eating, supper time is a very exciting time in our household, let me tell you, but also I can see the good it's doing for him. So you guys can get 50% off of your first box from the Farmer's Dog when you use my link in the description box down below or scan the QR code on screen right now. Thank you so very much to the Farmer's Dog for sponsoring this video, and now let's get into these scary videos together. TikTok user Darkdryad posted this video. My car is trying to send me messages from the demons.
I don't know what this is. What is happening?
Okay. Yeah, okay. The TikTok comment section has been so funny recently because why is the top comment, "Girl, that's a Decepticon." Another person says you might want to consider taking your car to a holy water car wash. Girl, that's Optimus Prime. Well, this is not actually a case of a haunted car and seems to be some sort of issue with the vehicle itself. I truly thought that a grumbling automobile was a great way to kick off this video. There's a TikTok page for this place in Iowa called Malvernmanor. It's said to be one of the most haunted places in Iowa, and recently a video from the page went viral that probably proves that.
Could you ding the bell for me? Oh, thank you!
It was so quick, and while there are other paranormal videos on the account, I'm very curious if anyone has ever been to this place before. Because as of now, it's just going on to the never-ending list of paranormal locations that I want to visit in my lifetime. Now, this video from Jules Alexis is a little darker. So I'm getting ready to work at the funeral home and I hear a laugh. I was by myself. It's close to 1 a.m. and I had been up since 6 a.m. so I wasn't sure if I had really heard what I heard until I watched the video. It definitely sounds like a creepy laugh in the background there. I have to imagine that a funeral home would be one of the most haunted places ever. I feel like I have heard so many, and I mean so many paranormal stories from them. And of course it makes sense because it's a place that has seen so much death. But truly, that is some horror movie material. A TikToker named Stonkykini was just going through some vacation photos when they realized that there was an uninvited guest in the background of one of them. The video is captioned, "Going through my disposable camera photos from my Mexico trip. Who is that?" And as you can see, it looks like there is a 4th person in this photo. Now, she goes on to say this was the hotel room and it was just me and my 3 friends. And if it's just her and her 3 friends and someone's taking this photo, then everybody's accounted for. So who is that? What is worse is when you zoom in and you turn your brightness up substantially, you can see it is the most harrowing face you've ever seen in your life. I don't think this is the case of like a shadow or something being cast. And actually, I mean, if this is real, this is one of the craziest pieces of paranormal footage I've ever seen. And the fact that it comes from a disposable camera as well kind of like, you know, negates the whole editing thing. I don't know. It literally looks like something out of a horror movie. My God, I feel like this photo needs to be like in a museum or something if it's real. That's crazy, right? I'm not like overreacting. This is a genuinely crazy photo. I feel like I've seen a lot of like scary paranormal photos or whatever, and I've never seen one with that much detail to it. Imagine this. One night you're sitting alone in your living room, maybe just scrolling on your phone. The TV is off in front of you. And when you look up, you realize that there's the shadow of a person sitting beside you on the couch. You immediately turn to look, but nobody's there. This was an experience had by a poster going by the name of Wonder Woman 4L.
So I'm home alone, right? I'm sitting here watching TV. And I'm like, I'm going back to my room. Once again, I just got done doing laundry at my sister's. So I'm about to go put everything up. Home alone with my dogs. And I think it's back.
Now, this had seemed really familiar to me, so I went to her page and I realized that this is still happening to her. She had a very, very similar video to this posted a year ago. And I'm just looking at her couch, like trying to understand what this would be. It really does look like the outline of a person to me. It could be a case of pareidolia, which is where you see human-like features in something that is not human at all. Like how in the middle of the night we can think that a coat rack looks like a scary witch. Recently, a poster named Jade stayed at an Airbnb, and they posted this video, "Why did you rate your Airbnb so low?" The Airbnb, and as they open the curtains, there are just locks of hair pinned to the wall. There's no additional explanation here either. This video went really viral and the account never said another word on it. So hopefully this is just a joke and some Airbnb owner is not playing like the Midnight Barber. But yeah, pretty weird to say the least. This TikTok is why you should never go to your storage unit alone at night.
I'm over here at the storage. And I don't know if it's me, but y'all tell me I don't see that. Oh no. I don't know if it's just a fan like going in and out, but the f is that? Duh. I don't. Maybe I'm bugging. No, I know y'all just see that, right?
Now, there were some additional posts after this, and I believe this is the case of somebody who was either being a little weird in there and didn't want to be seen and was actually peeking around the corner, or more likely, to be honest with you, probably someone messing with them. But the video got 15.5 million views, so a lot of people were asking me about this. Yeah. I definitely think it's a real person, but oftentimes that can be much scarier than the ghosts. We have a creepy security camera video from a poster named Ava, captioned, "So I only have one sister and that's her on the couch. Who is that woman?" Like most of these videos, I usually try to go to the person's account to see if there's been any sort of follow-up as I film these videos, and very often what ends up happening is either the entire account will be deleted or the person will switch their username and it's like impossible to find them. This one is one of those, so I have no idea if there was any sort of follow-up or if it was like a joke or something, but I thought it was pretty creepy nonetheless. I may have talked about this already on stream, like from a Bizarre Bub video or something, so I apologize if you have seen it, but there's this TikToker, it's from Lace872. My sister just casually sent me this video to show me her new lights for her pool and never noticed the ghost running past the other side of the pool where my niece was standing. Now, if you watch the footage closely, you can see what looks like another person just kind of like come out of the dark and they walk across the screen. The problem with it is it almost looks like they kind of go on top of the edge of the pool as if they're like translucent. Neither of them reacts in the moment either. It's not like you can hear any kind of footsteps. Some people in the comments were saying it kind of looked like the person glided as well. I don't know if I see that, but it does look so weird. It literally looks like they walk in front of the niece. Like, if you really slow it down and look at it bit by bit, and then they just kind of stop and the camera doesn't pan back over. So I don't know. I'm actually very curious what you guys are going to say on this one, because my gut says it's paranormal, but I guess it could be edited or something like that. I don't know. I'm so curious what you guys have to say. Planet.panic posted a video recently captioned, "The creepiest dream I've ever had was being at a family cookout at my grandparents' house. Both are deceased. I am sitting with my grandpa and say, 'Why can't I see you anymore?' He responds, 'This is as far as they'll let me go.'" Now, I truly believe that our loved ones can visit in dreams. My dad died like, oh my God, 9 years ago. That's crazy. And I had a dream once where he and my entire family and we all went to Disneyland. And I look at him at one point and I'm like, "You're gone. Like, you're dead. Like, why are you here? Why are we at Disneyland or whatever?" And he told me to just enjoy it. And to this day, I'm like, did all of my family and I all go to Disneyland in our dream? Like, people are going to Mall World in theirs. None of them had any recollection of it, but I thought it was pretty cool and probably not just a dream. But anyways, that's what I'm getting at. I truly think that our loved ones can come back and communicate with us in our dreams. That's just me. Adventurebaddiee posted an abandoned bank. Wow. But as they zoom in, you can see what looks as if it's a person staring at them from inside of the supposed abandoned bank. And you guys know that usually with like abandoned places like this, I'm of the mind that it's much more likely that it's a real person than something paranormal. But hey, who's to say it can't be both? Not at the same time, but you get it. If you guys want to hear about a crazy 911 call, a very creepy one at that, then go no further than this TikTok from Creepyhoststar, who talks about one of the strangest police calls in Oklahoma City of all time.
In 2008, a frantic 911 call came into the dispatchers at Oklahoma City. The caller, a woman, was screaming that she had been shot and needed help immediately. She gave her name as Sarah Martinez and provided her exact address. Police, of course, rushed right away and came over, and they found Sarah Martinez dead in her living room, shot in the chest 3 times. But here's the problem. The coroner determined that she had been dead for over 3 hours, which was before the 911 call was made. So the phone company confirmed that the call originated from Sarah's landline inside the house, and no one else was present. The doors were locked from the inside. So police reviewed the 911 tape a dozen times, and the voice matched Sarah's voicemail greeting perfectly, but it was impossible. She was already dead when the call was placed, and the case was closed as an unsolved homicide, but the 911 recording remains in the police files.
That is so weird and reminds me of that video that we went over somewhat recently where dispatch from a local police department got a call from inside of an empty funeral home, and it's just someone talking, and they went and the place was locked up and nobody was there and the owners had no kind of explanation. It kind of reminded me of that a little bit. There's actually been a lot of paranormal 911 call stuff on TikTok that I don't think actually made it into this compilation. I am so behind, but we will get to those soon. Loving the creepy 911 calls recently. What I do have for you is some real weird Ring camera footage. Now I know what you think when I say that, oh, ghost caught on Ring camera. No, this is something much stranger.
It's you. I see you.
Now that gives me chills every single time that I listen to it, and I've watched this video so many times. The poster did make an update saying Ring camera update, so I went and changed my Ring password and nothing has happened since the original video, but I'm still very creeped out, wondering how long they were watching and what they saw, and why they did it. Hopefully changing the password fixes it. Thank you to everyone that helped me with info on what to do. This account came online only to post these 2 videos and has never posted again, so it could be possible that it was a hoax, but if it was real, I don't think it would be that unlikely because things like this happen all the time. I was just watching a true crime video about a situation where a baby was being talked to through like a baby monitor, and it was like a man like calling her horrible words, this baby horrible words, and telling her to wake up. Like, this kind of stuff happens, and you have to be really careful with devices like this. If some kind of camera or whatever comes with a preset password, make sure you change it and change it regularly. Scary times we're living in, y'all. Scary times. And on that note, there's actually this TikTok from Waterdogpools saying that your Ring cameras may just be hacked as well. And there's some pretty important info here.
Ring has had a data breach, and they are not telling people, because I had my Ring cameras hacked on May 28th. Go to your Ring app, open it up, go to the control center on the side, like hit the 3 lines at the, I think it's the top left, go to control center, go to authorize client devices. Go to that list. Do you have anyone that logged in on the morning of May 28th, early in the morning? Mine's like 8:57. My friends on the West Coast are like in the 5 o'clock hour. Every one of my friends that has a Ring camera has this login. If you have someone from May 28th, or you see someone on that list, your device has been compromised. You need to delete all of those off of there. Contact Ring if you want, change your email, all of that. Because if you have this, someone has been watching you inside of your home since May 28th. That's exactly what happened to me last night. Fortunately, the person was stupid enough to text me and start harassing me through there, and then I was able to put the puzzle pieces together and say my Ring camera got hacked. But after talking to my friends, all of theirs had the same thing. So obviously Ring had a breach, and they are not telling people. So open your app, control center, authorized client devices, see what's on May 28th, because Ring is being awfully silent about this.
While I don't know much about this hacking, I do know that things like this happen all the time. I've literally heard of websites where you can just go and like see unsecure webcams and security cameras and stuff like that, all because people did not change their factory settings password. So yeah, just be careful out there. Recently, a TikToker named Stormy posted a video kind of asking for help more than anything, because she had spent a lot of money on a very, very nice Airbnb in Italy.
I just left my Airbnb at 4 o'clock in the morning because something is going on in here and I cannot figure out what it is. I know my posts are usually funny, but this is not funny. I'm currently in southern Italy, and I booked this place. It's really beautiful, a lot of character, really nice, very old. We checked in, everything was fine. And when we get back after dinner, I'm laying in the bed, and I can't even get into it because I don't want to say it out loud. But I walked out into the living room where my friend was sitting, and we both looked at each other and knew something was very, very wrong. Someone tell me that I'm being crazy, because I don't want to insult these people's home. It's a beautiful home. But I was laying in this bed, and what happened to me made me feel so sick and awful afterwards that we had to leave at 4 o'clock in the morning.
And it's obvious that this poster doesn't really want to leave the Airbnb. It's just that something has rattled her to her core. And she wasn't comfortable, it seems, saying it in the house. So she follows it up with another post kind of going into what happened that night.
We check into our Airbnb. Everything is great. This place is beautiful. We have a gift basket for us with wine and pasta. So everything's amazing. We go to dinner, we come back, it's nighttime, and I feel uneasy. And I don't say anything to my friend because I'm just like, grow up, you're an adult. So we're hanging out, and I sleep a lot more than she does. So I was like, I'm going to go to bed. And for some reason, I just felt like I wanted to leave all the lights on. And I was like, she'll come to bed, she'll shut them off. So anyways, I'm laying there and I can't fall asleep. So I get up to go to the bathroom. And when I come out, she goes, oh my God, you scared me. I was like, I'm just using the bathroom. Is everything okay? She's like, yeah, it's fine. So I go to lay down and I'm closing my eyes. And then all of a sudden, it felt like something crawled on my sheets onto my chest and started like stabbing me. And it was like this creature hunched over on my chest. And I could move. So immediately I got up and I woke up and I was like, Lenny. And then I go into the thing and I'm like, I just had a really bad nightmare. And she's like, Yeah, I feel so uncomfortable.
Her friend actually says that she had seen something go from the bathroom into the bedroom, but didn't want to freak her out, thought that her mind was playing tricks on her, just ignored it. And there's a lot more in this video. You can watch the full thing on her account. There just ended up being a lot of negative energy around this. Like, she and her friend got into a fight. She felt like she almost had the flu, like her bones hurt, that deep, deep pain. So I'm not sure what she came across there, but I think if you have that guttural of a feeling like I should not be here, trusting that is always the way to go. A TikToker named Hauntedhangoutpodcast recently posted what she believes could be a real image of the Black Dahlia, who supposedly haunts the Hollywood Biltmore Hotel.
This photo was taken by Jenny Myers-Sane, who is staying at the Biltmore Hotel in Los Angeles. Now, the Biltmore Hotel is allegedly haunted by the spirit of Elizabeth Short, also known as the Black Dahlia, who was murdered in 1947. The last confirmed sighting of Elizabeth Short before her body was found was at the Biltmore Hotel. Guests have described encountering a female spirit with pale skin, dark hair, and she's wearing either a black or gray 1940s style dress. So I'm just gonna show you now what's in this photo. What do you guys think? Do you think this is Elizabeth Short? Let me know in the comments.
Now, I will say normally, with grainy photos like this, I tend to say that's just the camera doing something funky, okay? But this really does look like a person. Now, could that just be a person in the hallway? Maybe, but I kind of see it. And I don't talk too terribly often about true crime here on my channel. It is something that I actually do like watching true crime videos and documentaries and stuff, but I find that for me, when I get really, you guys know, I really, really want to get deep into topics, and I get so bummed out doing true crime. I think I am too depressed of a human being to do that in my free time. We're already barely holding it together over here, okay? So I cannot introduce that into my life. But I will say that the Black Dahlia, in the case of the Black Dahlia and Elizabeth Short, is one of the most fascinating true crime cases I've ever heard. And everything I've ever learned about it has just made me sadder. She was only 22 years old. And while I haven't had exactly too much experience at the Biltmore myself, I've heard a lot of paranormal stories. So is that her in the photo? Maybe, maybe not. But it is a tragic, tragic case nonetheless. A TikToker named Nate recently posted this video. McConnell's Mill in Pennsylvania is rumored to host several hauntings. So let's peek inside. The mill's previous caretaker was named Mose Wharton. He moved here in 1880. It said he loved and protected this area for 30 years. Legend states that if anyone needs him, Mr. Wharton can be beckoned by the honk of a car horn, which will prompt him to appear. A gray figure materializes and will walk towards the car from the direction of where the miller's house once stood. The figure hoists a club or a bat, ready to defend the mill once more. Another story is that of another worker. Visitors who are in the park at just the right moment can sometimes observe him walking down the path to the mill, carrying his lunch bucket. He then enters the building, turns on the lights, and is heard to scream while he relives a horrifying moment when he was fatally injured. For many years, folklore has told the tale of a little girl in a car accident near the covered bridge. It is said that if one parks in the center of the bridge at night, turns their headlights off, then honks 3 times, the eerie child will be prompted to appear in the rearview mirror. However, she disappears before anyone can turn around to look at her. Have you visited this park? I have not, but once again, I feel as though my list of haunted places just grows larger by the day. A haunted mill is a cool one. You hear about a haunted hotel, perhaps a haunted house, but they got acres to play on, y'all. I don't blame these ghosts for being a little bit loud sometimes. I love haunted history, so I'll be trying to find more of these types of videos over the Halloween season. You guys are familiar with the Denver airport and all of its crazy conspiracies, right? I've flown in and out of there a couple of times, and I will say that Blucifer, the creepy horse, is quite the sight. But a TikToker named Nickhintonn said, one time I was at the Denver airport, the largest airport in North America, and infamous Illuminati doomsday bunker, and I kept hearing this weird stuff.
The immediate threat in this area.
And while there didn't ever seem to be any sort of explanation for this, one poster said, "You're in Terminal A. People from Denver know Terminal A is cursed." Denver Airport is literally never living down the haunted allegations. There is an entire sector of TikTok that talks about crime scene cleanups, some more professionally and kinder than others, but there's this one account, it's called Bdr.crime.and.bio cleanup, and in a recent video, as they are going through the home of what they say is an unattended death, they catch something a lot of people are saying may be paranormal on camera.
We got a call about an unattended death. Let's see what's going on in here today. Signs of a pit. Dog bed. You know, this house right here is cleaner than a lot of these houses that we walk into. Ooh. Oh. What in the world? Oh my. Ooh. I don't know about that. Okay, well, this is going to be a job.
As soon as you hear someone whisper, "Check the floor," the person turns the camera and you see the crime scene that they are there to clean up. Now, there's nobody there, of course, but yeah, I thought that was really weird. And at first when I saw people commenting about it, I was like, oh, he's breathing kind of loud into the camera and maybe they just like hear something in his breath, but you can hear what sounds like another voice saying, "Check the floor." Clear as day. And this certainly isn't something that this account has done before, like some sort of paranormal thing. So I don't think it's an act or it's edited or anything. I think this might be a real paranormal video of someone telling them where to look. Kennedyjuneco recently posted a video on TikTok saying, "I'm home alone. I noticed something weird when I got out of the shower. It looks like someone just dried their hands on this sweatshirt," and it does. It looks like someone just, wiped their hands off on it. Now, she says, "I had only gotten out and grabbed my towel at this point. Didn't touch anything else. The part that freaked me out the most was how quickly it was drying, meaning it probably just happened." Girl, WTF. And honestly, babe, I've got no idea. I would say maybe some sort of like water splashing on it, but it really is drying very, very quickly. And it does look like someone just took their hand and wiped it on there. So if nobody else was there, then who did it? Another paranormal photo, this time from a TikToker named Georgie, who says, "I don't believe in the paranormal, but this picture of me at 9 when I went ghost hunting still haunts me. It has eyes." And I have a lot of questions about this, okay? I thought you can see what looks like 2 eyes there in the camera. Now there is like a glare coming off of the flashlight, which is pointing at the camera. So it could be that. I thought there was a 3rd eyeball in her arm next to the flashlight, but it turns out it's probably just a can. Those really do look like eyes, and it's very strange, not like her eyes. I don't know how that could be possible, but then again, I feel like I have seen the weirdest stuff in old photos, like printed photos, and people always have an explanation for it. Like there's this photo from my baptism. This is crazy. There's this photo from my baptism where the father of my church, his head is on fire. And it has truly been one of the crazy, I will try so hard to find this. I probably am not gonna be able to, but it is one of the craziest photos I've ever seen in my life. His head is on fire. And my mom always tells me, no, there was something behind him. And I'm like, girl, there's not a whole freaking fire behind Father so-and-so at my baptism. It wasn't just like a little flicker of a candle, okay? But I feel like I see things like that all the time where like, I don't know, people might explain it away and it can be the creepiest stuff. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard? That's the really haunted church that I grew up in, by the way, if you were like around for my earliest paranormal stories that I talk about all the time. Crazy stuff was going on there for sure. I have another one of my videos talking about TikTok creators that actually you should watch their videos alone coming up very soon, but I wanted to give a little bit of a shout out here to my girl Cvnela. Monse is one of my favorite creators of all time. She's a very dear friend of mine, and I love that that she covers Spanish horror videos and just hauntings that happen in Mexico. There are videos from all over the internet that I would have normally missed because I don't speak the language, but she really breaks things down for her audience. And there was a recent situation that got kind of weird.
Let's talk about one of the creepiest videos that are on the internet right now. The Mano video. You guys will not stop sending me this, so let's talk about it. On July 6th, 2025, user Victor77 would upload a video that would terrify its viewers. As in the video that now stands at almost 7 million views, you'd see Victor driving and doing this. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? People in the comments would then ask if that's a real hand. I have chills. I'm a little bit scared. Some people doing some crazy theories. Like this person said, looking through his videos, he's either on an unaliving spree or he unalived his wife and that's her hand. That's kind of crazy. But listen, guys, I did a little bit of a deep dive. And aside from this guy publicly just stating that he wants to be in a nice relationship, I think he's in one now. I'm not sure. I think that's a fake hand. Let's think about it, right? Like, it would be rotting at this point, right? I'm pretty sure that's like a mano que agarras para hacerte las uñas, you know, and to like practice. He installed it on his truck. Now, is that in itself creepy? Yeah, I think so. That looks horrifying. Do I think this is real? No. But do I think this is creepy? Yeah.
And while I think this was a case of someone trying and succeeding at being fairly creepy, I don't think this was a real hand. I hope not, at least, unless, like she said, smile y'all, we're on the documentary. Now, this next video, a lot of you have probably seen at this point. It's of this woman's house, and she's just recording while her drawer in her kitchen opens and slams shut over and over and over again. Now, this was a quick video, and a lot of people said, girl, that's a poltergeist. Like, you really need to get your house cleansed. This is not something to play around with. She was liking a lot of those comments, but also a lot of people were trying to kind of explain it away. And I think she did her best to try to dispel everyone's debunking.
So for everyone in question about the drawer and cabinet opening on its own, one, my kids were in bed, my husband was at work. We do not have any animals. We don't have a cat, dog, fish, gopher, nothing, right? So I'm gonna show you the cabinet in the drawer and where the fan was the other night. I was sitting on the couch watching TV. Kid's in bed, husband's at work. You know, this starts happening for maybe 50, 60 seconds, and then I start videoing. So the fan's here. It's blowing this way, across the top of the cabinet. Cannot feel the airflow down here. If you come right here, you open the drawer. Okay, and everybody was talking about the light. Well, the light going into it, we have a light right here above it. Okay, so the light from it was that light right there. So you have to open it. You really have to push to close it. Okay, so let's open it to where where it was the other night. Bump it. Bump it. It's not going unless you slam it. So it was like the other night, right?
And this one is weird because the logical explanations aren't explaining anything, and it's not doing it by itself otherwise. So is there something that I'm missing here, or is this truly a case of an incredibly haunted home? Because right now, I'm leaning towards the latter. It doesn't seem like there are any more videos on the situation, but I will be keeping up with this creator just in case she has more to say. This next video is what nightmares are made out of. It's from a poster named Miss.g.teaches, and one day she gets a text from her dad that says, "I spit on your grave." Out of character from her father, she says, "What?"
So I texted back this morning. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is what his text messages show. Like, this is me saying that. I sent a question mark. But this is where the "I spit on your grave" would come from him. It's not there. So I'm like, oh my god, he's messing with me. Like, he's trying to trick me. So we're going back and forth. And he's like, are you messing with me? I was like, no. Like, there's no way for me to make that text come up. Are you messing with me? He's like, no. I'm, like, actually scared. Like, is someone planning to kill me? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to catch him in the act. And, like, show him on my MacBook that he actually sent me that. These are my MacBook texts. There's no "I spit on your grave" from him.
This just makes no sense to me. I really don't have an explanation for it. I actually think this is one of the more disturbing videos I've ever seen come across my TikTok For You page, because I have literally nothing. It is so weird. But someone also said in the comments, once I got a text from my mom saying, open your window, so I did. No one was out there. I go to my mom's room and she was still asleep and the text didn't show on her phone. So maybe there's some sort of weird hacking thing that people can do to totally spoof a number. I know that's not the most unheard of thing. The thing that's like messing with my mind is it being in your text conversation that you already have with the real person, you know? Really weird. And I think honestly, maybe the scariest video in this compilation, but we still got a ways to go. I have said that despite my using them before, I can be somewhat skeptical from time to time about these ghost spirit box apps that you can get on your phone. Recently, however, a TikToker going by Wattslife posted an experience that she had that seems incredibly real.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Problem.
What's the problem, my spooky little friend?
Look over there.
Oh, God. Where? Give us a sign that you're here.
Jump.
Jump? Are you about to make me jump? Jump scare! Did I scare you? Two can play this game.
It's coming.
Alright. Bring it on. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! This picture frame just fell off the wall. The picture frame just fell off the wall.
Related.
What?
The GhostTube app literally told her what was coming before it happened. So this one in particular, I look at and I'm like, that probably is paranormal. The fact that there was something that happened in real life that coincided with what was happening on the app, I'm more prone to believe that. So I don't know, maybe it is the same thing as spirit boxes. I actually am so curious. Question of the day. Have you used one of those spirit box apps on your phone? And if so, have you had a weird experience? Let me know. A TikTok user named Chilis.supporter said, throwback to when I was recording my neighborhood cat and saw this. And as they go from recording the neighborhood cat, panning upwards, you can see what looks like a dark shadow just standing there in the middle of the street, and then it kind of walks away out of frame. And while I was ready to just pass this off as another little internet hoax, this person kind of seems to be going along with their own ARG on their account. Here's another video. It's not moving, but it's closer than before. And it seems as though they're being haunted by this figure. So I'll have them listed down below, along with everybody that I talk about in today's video, but I will be keeping an eye on that and seeing if anything else really weird happens. Speaking of creepy shadows, a TikToker named Olivia recently posted a video of seeing like this shadow thing on camera. I think my neighbor and I saw a ghost at the same time. And you can see in this clip, it looks like there's like this weird shadow. The neighbor kind of comes out of his house too, you know, is like looking over and then goes back in.
Okay guys, my neighbors aren't home, but as you can see, there's no Halloween decoration. So it wasn't that. So my neighbors are home and I sprinted out of the shower so that I could go ask them what they saw. I don't know if some of you guys are gonna like the answer they gave me. I like the answer they gave me. They're actually filming a short horror film and they have the perfect house and perfect location to do so, so I don't blame them. They just forgot to warn us beforehand. They said they were going to and then forgot.
I had a weird mic problem that literally only happened when talking about this video, which is strange. But I wanted to say that's literally like the coolest possible outcome, right? Now I want to see this short horror film so badly. No ghost in the end, which is why I love including videos like this where we have an answer and it's, you know, nice and satisfying and wrapped up into a pretty little bow, but still a really crazy situation. And in the end, just some cool neighbors and she's pretty cool herself. In a sea of truly terrifying ghost stories, we do always love to hear a positive experience. Now there is this gorgeous gorgeous, amazing poster. Her name is Taryn. As she's posting this video, she had moved into this beautiful home just a couple of weeks prior. It was built in 1791, very old home, and she says in this video she can no longer deny that it is haunted.
8 days ago, I was in the shower and I took off my wedding ring thinking, I don't want to drop this down the drain, let me take my wedding ring off. But of course, I dropped the wedding ring as I was taking it off, my wedding band to be specific. And I heard it tink, I heard it hit the ground, but before I could grab it, it was gone. And I realized very quickly it had gone down the drain. I was so sad. I didn't want to believe that it went down the drain, so the first thing I did was I turned the water off, I got on my hands and knees, and I touched every inch of the bottom of the shower because it has a tile on it. It has a design that might have made it hard to see a ring, although it's the band. And I touched all the bottom of the shower and it was certainly not there.
When this ring goes down the drain, I mean, she is just devastated. And she is getting every ounce of help that she can. Her father-in-law comes over with a special tool. He can't get the ring out. They call out a plumber. Like, a plumber is made for this stuff. He can't get the ring out. And so it seems like all hope is lost for her ring until this happens.
Today is my wedding anniversary. Last night, my husband and I opened a bottle of wine and we watched our wedding video and then we slow danced to our wedding song in the living room. And I remember noting if there are any ghosts in this house. By the way, I talk to the house all the time because I believe in ghosts. If there are any like ghosts or spirits here, I hope that it's like nice for them to watch our love story unfold. I don't know, I thought it was sweet. This morning, today, my husband goes, T. I said, what? He said, your wedding band is just sitting on the floor of the shower. He goes, it's been there the whole time. What? How'd we miss that? Because we didn't! Because the house gave it back. Thank you.
And as someone who lives in a nearly 100-year-old house, she is turning the big 99 next year, I can honestly say this is completely true. If you are kind to the house, if you are grateful to the house and to the spirits that reside in it, they will often be friendly right back. You guys know I have a personal house ghost. His name is Paul. He's a hoot and a holler and he asks for milk every single time that I talk to him, and every single time I give him a shot glass of milk and something good will happen to me. Usually I'll find like my keys when I've lost them for a week or, you know, something like that. So this doesn't surprise me, but this was one of my favorite videos in this video because I just felt like it's such an accurate representation of, like, if you're a spiritual person, if you're in tune with this kind of stuff, what it's like to live in an old house. Sometimes it is, you know, spooky scaries and like seeing shadows out of the corner of your eye and stuff, but also sometimes it's really sweet. Recently, a TikToker named R.A. Campbell went viral for posting this throwback to when I worked alone as a night security guard at a haunted mall.
That's a store display that's only triggered by motion. I'm alone.
This has also given me a crazy fear. I feel like now I'm gonna go to Mall World in my dreams and dream of being a security officer, having a panic attack over disembodied screaming. Also, I know Mall World. We're gonna talk about Mall World soon, don't worry. I've just been so freaking busy. Did you know that the haunted Hotelgettysburg has its own TikTok account? Well, they posted this video, POV, you work at Haunted Hotel Gettysburg, and you can see a luggage rack just wheel itself on in, and both of the girls at the front desk just go, like they're literally in a reality TV show. The list of haunted locations groweth, I guess. So this TikToker named Lindsay, they get a box in the mail and they say, should I be concerned? I just got mailed this. And it's a stick covered in hair. Scary, right? Okay, it's from Weapons. You guys watch Weapons yet? I think it might be my favorite horror movie of the year so far. And you guys know horror movies are a pretty substantial part of my job. I watch a lot of them, and Weapons was so freaking good. If you haven't seen Weapons, this is just going right over your head, but I was like, that's actually quite creative. Maybe I'll do an Aunt Gladys cosplay for Halloween. Wait, that would kind of be iconic. Oh my god, should I do Aunt Gladys for Halloween? Anyway, this segment of the video is just to remind you that I see every single thing you tag me in, okay? Where this person says to the entity, now don't be shy, show yourself, and then suddenly there's a big cloud of smoke. Oh my God, there's a ghost. I know what you're saying about me. This one also made me laugh pretty hard. July 27th, 2025. A ghost appears in a deserted location. The footage has not been edited. View at your own risk. Adorable. Well, you guys, that is going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for your patience as I got this video ready for you. You guys know I love our spooky little hangout, so I appreciate your patience. That being said, if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A special thank you to my subscribers who are members of the channel. If you want to join the channel memberships and get extra members exclusive perks like members only videos, polls that me decide on future video topics, and so much more, you can click that little join button somewhere around the screen. We would love to have you. An extra special thank you to my VIP loves for their continued and generous support of the channel. I love and appreciate you all very, very much. I love you all very much, and I will see you in our next video. Bye.